a little meditation after the Devi Kriya. So might go on half an hour Kriya, then half an hour meditation. Some days could be even some guided meditation. And then we have right now two openings. We have 6 o'clock to 6:45, and then we have 9 o'clock. Generally, we only do 6 o'clock. 9 o'clock is like today's session every Thursday, but today's Friday because yesterday we had some issues. Um, Hold on. Let me make sure this phone is off. Yes, so the 6 o'clock session, now we have 2 days of chakra chanting that we did, 2 days of yogasanas that Kavita ji is leading, and we just the got all of the resources for activations, for visualizations and activations. This is a big thing in feminine paths, The divine feminine paths are filled with visualizations and activations. Visualizations take different forms. They can be of divine beings, they can be of nature portals, they can be just, feeling the inner sound, which is more of the inner sound sensation, not visual, but also comes under the same general concept of visualization. And you're basically energizing your body with the invisible, which is the essence, which is who you are. Who you are often gets clouded over by the mind. So you're not aware of your own energy. Mind is a big mix of energies from society, parents all over the world. Even the place you are sitting in, somebody else might have been sitting there, their energy. All kinds of energies get into the mind. 99% of that is not your energy. So, visualization is a way to kind of remove that and kind of jump into yourself. It's like a leap. And from that place, you energize your body. And then we will also do activations. Visualizations and activations go together. These are strong statements spoken from that emptiness that you are, the soul that you are. And when spoken with that power, that basically sets into motion all of your physical body to listen to that because it's coming from your soul, and it'll activate changes in your body. It is unbelievably simple, and yet it works if done correctly. So we'll have 2 days of that, 2 days of yogasans, 2 days of chanting. One day we might keep free, which might be this Thursday, where I have my wisdom session. So you don't feel rushed from 7 o'clock, then 9 o'clock, another session. So that's how we're doing it right now. And hopefully that works for most of you. And try to join live sessions as you are doing this. You can always depend on recorded sessions, but there is something in the live sessions which is more powerful because more people are joining and goddesses are also joining many times. So there's obviously more power. So today, what are we going to discuss? We want to go deeper into this path. ये जो रास्ता हम बना रहे हैं देवी पाथ का, इसकी थोड़ी गहराइयों में जाना है कि क्या है, हम क्या करने जा रहे हैं, हम किधर चले हैं, ये जर्नी क्या है और इसमें क्या क्या किस तरह के अनुभव हो सकते हैं. What all can we experience on this path? So it's a multi-prong approach. We are, using different systems, different methods, but all with the surrender to the goddesses, all working towards lightening your mind. माइंड की जो हैवीनेस है ना, उसको कम कर देना है जिंदगी में. इमोशंस की हैवीनेस है, you know, moods are not correct. You get into heavy moods. Then sometimes even at the body level, there is there are energies, there are all kinds of things actually. जैसे there are bacteria, yeast, fungus, सब कुछ रहता है ना आपकी बॉडी में. In the same
Same,
even the
even the
even the energies. Are we okay? There was some disturbance. So same way, even the energies. Of course, your soul inhabits your body, but you collect all kinds of things, especially if your third eye is open. If your third eye is open, many thought forms, entities, negative energies, sometimes even souls, all kinds of things are getting in your body, in your field, in your aura, if you're not careful. One of the biggest learnings is to figure out what is mine and what is not mine in a spiritual sense. क्या मैं हूं और क्या मैं नहीं हूं. क्योंकि जैसे हमने बोला 99% आपके विचार आप नहीं हैं. सब आपको पेरेंट्स ने दिए हैं, सोसाइटी ने दिए हैं, फ्रेंड्स ने दिए हैं, स्कूल टीचर्स ने दिए हैं, पंडित प्रीस्ट ने दिए हैं. ये सारे विचार आपके नहीं हैं. तो आप कौन हैं. तो माइंड लेवल पे तो वी अंडरस्टैंड दैट मोस्ट ऑफ आवर माइंड इज नॉट आवर माइंड, that we can that we've been told, and we can believe that because it's obvious. I'm talking about at a deeper level. Mind is the superficial level. उसके deeper is body, soul, higher self. इन लेवल्स पे भी आप कौन हैं और आप कौन नहीं हैं. So within the body, the energies that you are dealing with, are these your energies? Or are there some infections sometimes? How do you keep yourself clean? And what are some techniques to keep oneself healthy, keep oneself pure? And what kind of energies can come in depends upon what. So these are questions. These are questions we have. And in divine feminine path, how things are a little different are we multidimensionally use our own body, breath, and also energies which are of the nature of the soul, whether it's goddesses, whether it's guides, teachers, ascended masters, all beings of light. And we recognize there are divine beings and there are also darker forces. So, all these other entities, negative thought forms, emotional heaviness, a lot of people don't feel good for years, and that's because they're not clean. All kinds of energies are in them, entities are in them. So, how do we walk this path where, a house needs to be cleaned? We need to clean ourselves. And what's the best method to do that? So, as a general rule of thumb, as a very general rule, जो एक बहुत ही सिंपल तरीका है ये जानने का, इसकी जितना आप विचारों में और मानसिक भावनाओं में, गुस्से में, डर में, जलन में, द्वेष में, घृणा में, जितना आप इन मन की भावनाओं में जियोगे, the how you live in these emotions, fear, anger, hate, disgust, jealousy, greed. If you live in these emotions, and if you think too much, too many thoughts of me, and emotions and fears, you are opening the door not only to a very stressful life with the mind, but also these energies, entities, negative energies, some, negative attachments to even negative beings. All of them can find ways into you. It's like if you have, you know, food rotting, it will attract all kinds of bugs. So, emotions rotting in your body day after day, they attract all kinds of energies. And those energies then will amplify what you are feeling. Nothing to be scared of. I'm not saying these energies are that bad, but just like bugs are not so bad, but if you have rotten food, bugs will come. तो उसी तरह से अगर आपके जीवन में बहुत इस तरह के इमोशंस हैं, बहुत विचार हैं, तो जैसे कि खाना पड़ा है, मच्छर आ रहे हैं, इन इमोशंस को देखते देखते ऑल दीज नेगेटिव एंटिटीज आर अट्रैक्टेड. You attract similar situations, more emotions are created. So very important to clean yourself, to keep yourself clean. उसी को हम पवित्रता कहते हैं. एक शरीर की पवित्रता होती है, एक मन की पवित्रता. मन कैसे इन सब के ऊपर रहे. जो होना है वो तो हो रहा है, उसको कैसे हम इमोशन नहीं बना दें. क्या स्किल चाहिए, पूछिए उसके लिए क्या स्किल चाहिए हमें. कि कुछ हो रहा है, नॉर्मली इमोशन आ जाएगा, मगर कुछ लोगों के साथ ऐसा नहीं होता. Some people don't get into the emotional energy even when same things are happening to them, right? So first comes first, अगर आपको बेसिक सेफ्टी नहीं है, let's say you are in some contention and somebody might evict you out of your own house, कोई आपको अपने घर से ही निकाल देगा, and that's a real threat. तो अब क्या होगा? It's very difficult. Most of your thoughts are going to be surrounding this thing that can happen. And if you don't have that basic safety, you will not be able to keep yourself clean or meditate. So, first thing first comes from root chakra. You have to ensure basic safety in order to progress spiritually. So, you take action. When these things happen, you use the society, friends, police system, whatever is needed to make sure you're basically safe. Whether whatever it's some contention about money, whatever, root chakra things are very important. उनको ही क्लियर नहीं करोगे ना तो मेडिटेशन वगैरह कभी नहीं होगा. So one wisdom from that is be a bit generous. थोड़ा बहुत देकर अगर प्रॉब्लम खत्म होती है तो खत्म करो उसको. आगे मत बढ़ाओ कि somebody owed you this much money and that happened and this happened. Just have a little bigger heart and let it go, because if you continue in that energy, it's stopping everything. So try to live a life where root chakra feels pretty safe. That means your basic stability, your basic income, basic things are taken care of. If that only is having a problem, then you won't progress in meditation. So that's very important. Basic safety is there. Once that is there, then what are the things that can still affect you? And then we enter this emotional space, emotional ego space. So we grow up and, you know, the emotional body takes over, that gets connected to the ego body. अब क्या होता है, भावनाएं और अहम एक दूसरे से जुड़ने लगते हैं. जितना ज़्यादा गुस्सा आएगा उतना ज़्यादा अहम बढ़ने लगता है. जितना अहम बढ़ता है उतना ज़्यादा गुस्सा आएगा. एक दूसरे के हुक्स बन जाते हैं. सो नाउ इज द चैलेंज. I mean, if your challenge is in the first chakra only, very difficult for you to come into spirituality. आप उसमें ही लड़ते रहोगे, जूझते रहोगे. तो generally spirituality is hard to happen if you have first chakra issues only. And not everybody who you think has first chakra should have first chakra issues has first chakra issues. कुछ होते हैं, people, there are people who have nothing and they have a joy in their hearts and they can live off the land, and they don't need much, so they don't have first chakra issues. But most people, they need, roti kapda makan chahiye. You need those basic things. So that's very important. That is understood. You need some of that to be taken care of. And once that happens, then you can start growing spiritually. Unless you've decided that that's not an issue. If you're a Sita or a Buddha, purposely, like, in nature, and you've decided to meditate, so then you don't have any attachments to security, safety, you are in surrender, then it doesn't matter. But most householders, they have a problem. So they need to secure their basic root chakra. Once that happens, then you are into the emotional ego space. This is where you need all these techniques, the divine feminine methods. Each method will make a difference, and they're all a part of Devi Yoga. Devi Yoga has, about 8 limbs, alag-alag methods. Together, they can create the magic. So you begin with breath, like Devi Kriya, and in Devi Kriya, after thousands of years of experimenting, people have found, even though there are many breath methods, something as ancient as what came from Parvati Ma, some similar techniques. They are there, these kriyas are there, they can very quickly silence your mind. Mind is like a vicious, vicious cycle. Once you get stuck in the negativity, it just continues. The negativity feeds the ego feeds the negativity, you get into a loop. And if you don't have any spiritual masters around you, and if you don't have any scriptures around you, and if you don't believe in religion, spirituality, फिर तो it's very, very difficult. You stay in the loop for years and years and years. So because you've come into meditation, you're aware of many of these things, so you have resources. And you can step out of the mind, this continuously emoting, thinking mind. So in Devi Yoga, there are many ways to dissolve the mind. One of the most powerful ones is Kriyas, and Devi Kriya is one of them. जिन्होंने देवी क्रिया करी है उनको ये लगा होगा कि आधे घंटे में ही they get into this शून्य, this emptiness. And that's a surprise. How does that happen? Because you breathe in structured patterns, it cuts out the mind. How that works, the theory is simple. Not that simple, but quite simple in a way. Um, Mind, your thinking, emoting mind, and breath have a one-to-one correspondence. मीनिंग कि कोई एक तरह का विचार होगा, एक तरह की भावना होगी, तो उसके corresponding एक ब्रेथ होती है, सांस होती है। गुस्से की अलग सांस होगी, लालच की अलग सांस होगी, घृणा की अलग सांस होगी, डर की अलग सांस होगी, सबकी अपनी अपनी अलग अलग एकदम रिदम से चलती है सांस। तो जब आप सोच रहे होते हैं तो क्या होता है कि वो सांसें उस तरह से ही करस्पॉन्ड कर रही हैं। बेसिकली योर माइंड, emoting, thinking mind has a one-to-one relation with the kind of breath. A particular emotion will have a particular breath. Another emotion will have another breath. So typically you go into this mental journey, you start thinking, and your breath is going in all kinds of ways depending on your thoughts. Kriyas, what they do, Devi Kriya, what it does, for half an hour, you're breathing in structured patterns. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, it's a structure. In, out is a structure. In, out is a structure. तो एक स्ट्रक्चर में आप ब्रीथ करते जाओ करते जाओ करते जाओ, what happens is you've broken the pattern connection with the emotional egoic mind, because that mind needs a certain way the breath should move. वो जो जो भावनाओं का मन है, जो अहम से लगा हुआ है, उस मन का कनेक्शन होता है कोई पर्टिकुलर ब्रीदिंग पैटर्न्स। मगर आप एकदम स्ट्रक्चर्ड ब्रेथ करने लग जाओ तो उस तरह का मन टिक नहीं सकता। That's why after Devi Kriya practice of about half an hour, you're out of the mind because वो कनेक्शन तोड़ दिया आपने। हर भावना की, हर विचार की एक कनेक्टेड ब्रेथ होती है। आपको लगता है ब्रेथ इज नॉर्मल, बट इट्स नॉट जस्ट वन नॉर्मल ब्रेथ। As your thinking goes up and down, your breath is changing all the time. From shallow breath to angry breath to this breath to that breath. So the ancient yogis and Parvati Ma Yogini, they discovered that if you just structure the breath, it goes reverse also. Thoughts and emotions affect the breath affects the thoughts and emotions. So Devi Kriya works because it's a very simple way of structuring your breath, breathing in a pattern with the protection of goddesses and all of that you do, and you get into the no mind state. So you dissolve the mind. As you dissolve the mind, going back to our initial things that I said, now you have emptiness, now you have pure space for who you are, which is the emptiness of your soul, which has incredible joys hidden in it, incredible, which you knew from your childhood. बहुत तरह के आनंद हैं इसमें, भूल गए हम जो, ये सारे भरे हुए हैं, ये सारे उस शून्यता में हैं, मगर आपका मन इतना चलता है कि उसको कवर कर देते हैं। तो जैसे ये मन शांत होने लगेगा देवी क्रिया से, वो आत्मा के दर्शन वो आपको अपने अंदर दिखाई देने लगेगी। तो कई कई लोग देखते हैं कि अगर 40 दिन देवी क्रिया करी तो उनका पूरा दिन ही बदलने लगता है। छोटी छोटी चीजों में खुशी आने लगती है। मन करता है कि जिस चीज के लिए लेजी होते थे वो काम करने का भी मन करता है, क्योंकि एनर्जी चेंज हो गई है। काम तो वही है, but you become a different person. You're not just thinking, emoting all the time. So this, breath process can be very, very important. But there are more limbs, and that's how we structure this program. So we do Devi Kriya, then Devi Asanas. And here I want to say something. ये देवी आसन का जो डिस्क्रिप्शन है, that will connect to a lot of people. Basically, जब हम इमोशन में होते हैं तो बॉडी एक कोई पोजीशन लेना शुरू कर देती है। यही पार्वती माँ ने देखा कि सैडनेस की अलग पोजीशन होती है, आपके गुस्से में अलग पोजीशन होगी, बॉडी ट्विस्ट एंड टर्न्स इन सर्टेन वेज। तो पहले क्या करना है, देवी आसन में जो भी आपके इमोशन की पोजीशन है उसको पहला थोड़ा बढ़ा दीजिए और भी ज्यादा कर दीजिए। अगर आपकी कमर एकदम झुक गई है बिकॉज यू आर इन सो मच सॉरो, as soon as you become aware of the body, उसको थोड़ा और ज्यादा कर दो पहले। Increase that position even more and then just become aware of the body more, more, more. And then just when you cannot take it, take a deep breath in. Suddenly you will recognize, oh my God, I was in these body positions. So Devi asanas are a way of surrendering into whatever positions you were in. There are two objects of Devi asanas. One is to recognize what emotion you are in, acknowledge it by acknowledging the position, and then release the emotion with the acknowledgement by inviting a soul feeling. And there's another way of being with the body. Devi Asan means you get into some loving places with your body. How you feel your body, how you touch your body, how you do some movements. The love is going all over your body. So after reading some of this, Kavita ji, who's been, who's led two Devi Asan sessions, or has it been just one session? Uh, she resonated with this wisdom instantly, and she's done yoga before. And then the wisdom started speaking to her. So then she came up with these methods that she practiced the first time, and you could feel that energy. The emotions were moving, soul feelings were coming in. I think we have another session tomorrow. And as you surrender to the goddess, as she did, they started happening on their own. And so that's the beauty of the body. You trust the body, you give it some guidance, it starts working. You just have to get out of the way. ज़्यादा सोचो मत, just let the body be. Body is filled with emotions. उन इमोशंस को रिलीज करना है. वो रिलीज हो गए तो शून्यता में आ जाओगे. शून्यता में आ जाओगे तो आत्मा के दर्शन होने लगेंगे. आत्मा के जो मल्टी डिमेंशनैलिटी है उसको जानने लगोगे. उससे कई तरह के mystical experiences, many mystical experiences you will have. That aliveness you'll feel that you were feeling in your childhood. So with Devi asanas, you're using your body. With Devi Kriya, you are using your breath. Systematic patterned breath will release emotions. Now you're using your body. Body is being used by animals also to do the same thing, to release emotions. They do that very naturally. फाइटिंग करेंगे तो चिड़ियाएं उनके पंखों को ऐसा शेक करेंगे. They'll release the anger. And the beauty of body with Devi asanas, you will see tomorrow also, another day also, कि थोड़े से मूवमेंट्स आप एकदम इंटेंशन से करो तो आपके इमोशंस निकलने लगते हैं. You start feeling the release. Body is so powerful. It's such a tragedy that we don't stay embodied in the body, and we don't ask body for the wisdom. We become very mind driven. Naturally, with science, we think mind is everything. But you have to recognize science hardly answers questions about relationships, about how to be truly healthy from inside, how to have well beingness, how to have joy in almost every moment of your life. इन सब सवालों के जवाब नहीं है साइंस में. So, so body's wisdom, let the body guide. Body is in some emotion, feel the emotion first. Do some movements, release it. Then, with these movements, how to invite soul feelings in. So, in Devi Asana, we're continuously doing these two things. We are acknowledging emotions, releasing them, and we're inviting soul feelings. So the movements are slightly different. They are to make you aware of who you are, which is your soul at the deepest level, and how to dissolve the superficial you, the emotions, the ego. That is what the basic design is. So we'll do this twice a week, Devi Asanas. Devi Kriya we do every morning. And then we follow that with meditation because that just enhances the experience. Just staying absorbed in the no mind for a little longer period. And then sometimes that can be with wisdom also. And then we do Devi asanas. So that's using the breath and the body to dissolve the mind. देन उसके बाद हम क्या कर रहे हैं? we're doing we did chanting, dancing. This is so simple to do, and sometimes the simplest things are what we take for granted. We think, ah, ठीक है, how important it can be. Same with breath also. A lot of people who are scientific minded, you tell them you do some breath processes, that you did some kriya, and they'll make a joke about it. They'll say, I do it all the time. I'm breathing right now. समझ नहीं है उनको कि ये सिंपल ब्रीदिंग सब कुछ बदल सकती है। उसी तरह और भी चीजें हैं। डांस इज अ वेरी स्पेशल काइंड ऑफ मूवमेंट। डांस और एक्सरसाइज में क्या फर्क है? व्हाई डांस एंड व्हाई एक्सरसाइज? व्हाट्स द डिफरेंस? I mean, you can play sports also, you can exercise your body, you can go to the gym. In each of these activities, there could be some release and some feeling of strength. But there's something special that happens when they've done studies in neuroscience also. They've studied how the brain functions when you're dancing. And that's just another level. It takes the hormones to a different level where certain uh, neurochemicals are released, which are very healthy for you. That happens with dancing. So it's almost like when you are dancing with your body, it is healing itself. It is in joy. That joy comes naturally. And बच्चों को देखोगे आप, अपने आप ही डांस करने लगते हैं. So that is important. तो हमने जो chanting करी उसमें, if you feel like moving the body, you should. But chanting is what? Chanting हम जिस तरह से कर रहे हैं, उसमें generally there is some connection to a greater divinity. We're choosing chants where there are some deeper connections. And we're also choosing chants keeping the eye on emptiness. शून्यता महसूस होनी चाहिए chants में. भले ही जिस तरह से कोई गा रहा है या जिस तरह से spacing है, it should make you feel that emptiness. Just very loud chants and just singing and drumming away, that's not the best chants. And then we are connecting them with working with chakras, with certain soul feelings. So we're going from the top, bliss, to surrender, to gratitude, to compassion, to joy, laughter, creativity, to your emotional well being, connected love, to grounding and presence. ऐसे will keep going down.
I can't hear you. I think there is some connectivity issue. So you all can sit with your eyes closed for a like meditative session. Continue the wisdom flowing in. Just be with your breath. So we are losing your voice. Just be in the space between your breath. Feel the silence. Just be the witness of whatever is happening inside you. As the silence is growing even more, you are going deeper and deeper. Connect yourself to your heart center. With each breath, feel your heart expanding even more. Let the soul feelings arise: love, compassion, abundance, creativity. Spread this love in your aura and to each and every corner of your house, to the place where you're sitting. Send this love to your near and dear ones and be in this loving state. Bring your awareness back to your body. Feel the place where you're sitting. Gently rub your hands and cup your eyes. And with a gentle smile, open your eyes. If you want, you can stay longer in that state. We will join tomorrow for the Devi Care session. It's almost time. I think we are. Sir is unable to connect, I think. So we can close the session for now. Thank you everyone for joining.